Good morning, New York City, the city that never slows down.
As history will be made on the Hudson in New York City.
Speed takes over the water.
You boat speed. No sleep till Brooklyn for you, Slingsby.
Let's go sailing. We ain't never take a loss, that ain't happening either.
SailGP has arrived.
And with that, we say good morning and welcome to the official opening press conference to the Mubadala New York Sail Grand Prix. I'm your host, Joe Musso, always proudly representing CBS Sports. It's great to be with you all today as we have a lovely program prepared for you. And it's great to say welcome to one of the iconic cities in the world as we look forward to this SailGP on the Hudson. We're arriving at this critical point in the season. It's an all-important intersection of time and place here in New York City with the 6th event of the Rolex SailGP Championship 2026 season. These athletes, the best in the sport, the best in the world, preparing to face off in the shadow of the Manhattan skyline, always unmistakable, with Lady Liberty looking on. And while this setting is so iconic, the racing is going to be as challenging as any that these athletes will see throughout the year. We're going to explore some of that as the Hudson presents demanding race course here in SailGP. The shifting breeze, the strong currents, and a tight racetrack puts enormous pressure on these athletes. We are going to delve into all of that. The overall standings certainly are tightening as well. New York presenting a major opportunity for teams to build momentum, consolidate their position, or be left behind as we race towards the championship stages. We'll have two moderated panels coming your way here today. Afterward, there's going to be plenty of time for one-on-one interviews in the back room. Our media team happy to assist with setting all of that up. Our first panel, without further ado, is going to feature two U.S. SailGP team athletes arriving in New York, very much in the thick of this championship fight. So please welcome to the stage, ladies and gentlemen, Taylor Canfield and Anna Weiss. Taylor, Anna, I guess, welcome home. I see you playing to the local crowd with your blue and orange, an exciting time in here in New York City.
Oh, absolutely. It's amazing to be here in New York. I was born in New York, and yeah, great to be home. And of course, tribute to the Knicks for making the finals. Really cool to see. And yeah, we'll be cheering them on, I think, starting next week. Yeah.
I think fair to say home in a different capacity as they are chasing a championship. You in many ways are too. Relative to last year, Taylor, where you currently stand, getting ready to perform for a home crowd, how are the feelings different from then till now?
Oh, I mean, I can only speak for myself, but I think Anna and I have talked about it a bunch, and just sharing the emotions that kind of go through our minds and our bodies when we're at these home events is incredible. And, friends, family, and just fans coming to support us. And, yeah, only the weight of a nation on our shoulders, I guess, this week. But we're excited for the opportunity. We see it as a privilege, and yeah, no better city in the country to do it than in New York here.
Anna, do you feel it as some of the same?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I know my whole family is here to support, and it feels extra special, and I think we can take that feeling into racing, and that's what we're going to try to do this weekend.
I'm glad you allude to family and friends, because it's been made clear to me that the family that has grown aboard the U.S. team is something different this year as well. The way that this team has gained culture and come together over this last year. What's that been like, and how have those relationships off the water translated to the competition?
Yeah, I mean, it truly is a family, and we're so proud to have an all-American team on the boat and represent our country, and that's no small task. But at the same time, we travel around the world together. I see Anna more than I see a lot of my family, so she is my family. And yeah, we've had a great vibe this year, and made some huge steps in our performance, and yeah, we're in great shape so far this season, and looking to continue to grow and keep pushing up the leaderboard.
Anna, from your point of view, what's been the biggest change?
Yeah, I mean, I think we've done such a good job as a team, really working hard on that camaraderie and that trust within each other. I know personally that when I'm the happiest and best person that I can be, I'm able to show up and be the best athlete that I can be. And so we've been really working hard to bring the best out of each other as humans and as people, and that has really been able to translate over into our racing.
It's one thing for me to sit and say it or for us to see it on those videos, but the demanding nature of this racetrack on the Hudson, Anna. In your eyes, what makes it so difficult, and what does this weekend's forecast project as the biggest challenge for you?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, tomorrow is looking like it's going to be quite breezy, and the breeze coming from Manhattan and Governor's Island, the current, it's going to be really tricky. So I think there's going to be a lot of action out there. Sunday, the forecast is looking kind of mixed opinions I've been seeing, but it should be awesome racing regardless.
Taylor, sort of a cozy race course out there. Is that fair to say? How would you define what's required of you and the crew here in New York?
Yeah, I think this is probably more of a small to medium racetrack, and I think with the conditions we have coming up for tomorrow, it's going to be full noise, super exciting, and I think that there's going to be a lot of opportunity around the track. So races are never going to be over. We're going to keep pushing all the way around. Obviously, try to eliminate those bad moments, but knowing if we have them, we're going to keep pushing and try to get those points back that we need.
It's an exciting time, an exciting place, and I think natural when you find yourself here on the precipice of the podium to start looking up at those ahead of you. Australia's having quite a season. They enter the team to beat, obviously, but far from untouchable, as we've seen some performances from Emirates GBR and Spain close behind. This U.S. group just off the podium right now, is it human nature to look up at those above you? And what do you see when you do look, and what's it going to take to continue to close that gap?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's, definitely Australia is the benchmark right now. They've been sailing really well this season, and probably the Spanish and are taking that next step and been on a lot of podiums. So, but the beauty of SailGP is, all the data sharing, and we've been out there, studying hard and watching our opponents in different conditions, and we feel like the only way up for us is, or the only where to go for us is up. So. We feel like we have a lot more potential, and we're disappointed when we don't make podiums now, which is a good feeling and a good thing to be shooting for.
I think it's been one of the interesting aspects in the growing fandom of this sport is just that freedom of information and sort of being able to debrief the performance of your competitors. Anna, when you look at the highest level of this competition, what are those conversations like internally when you are looking towards your competition?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm sure every sailor would sit up here and say they're always trying to chase getting better and learning. And I think that's the interesting thing about SailGP is you can constantly learn. And as soon as you have that ounce of complacency, people are going to pass you. And so it's this constant battle of trying to get that small marginal gain. And it makes it really fun and really exciting.
Do you feel a building rivalry at all with any of these individuals or these teams as you sort of try and find your place and climb the table?
I don't think there's any personal rivalries. I've had some tight battles in the past with a few of the competitors in the league, but we won't say any names today.
Okay.
The league definitely pushes some rivalries across onto our plates, but everyone is pushing the boundaries and the levels so much in the league right now that we got to go out there and we got to race hard against all the teams, and we got to race ourselves out there too. We got to get this boat around the racetrack, just on our own, and that's no easy task.
I baited the hook. He didn't take it. A true professional. For that, we will applaud. Let's turn our attention here to really the celebration and the celebratory nature of this weekend. It is a home event here for the U.S. SailGP team, an unmistakable setting, and an unmistakable fandom here by this New York crowd. You know it well. It presents itself in a multitude of ways. What's it going to mean, Anna, I'll go to you first here, to perform in front of this crowd this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, sailing in front of home fans is so special. It's pretty hard to put into words. And, we have a fan zone at Pier 17 this weekend, and it's open all weekend, and it's really exciting to go there and connect with fans and really get to meet them. And I feel like that's what really matters is those connections with people. And so, yeah, we're really excited to take that energy into racing, and it's going to be awesome.
You want to use that, but at the end of the day, you have to go about your process as if you were anywhere else in the world. How do you stay focused on that task, knowing that you do have the home support?
Yeah, I mean, on shore, it's been nothing but, amazing support from our partners, our friends, our family. But yeah, when we hit the water, it's no different than any other event for us. It's laser focus mentality is just about that race. And, and executing that next maneuver. So, yeah, it's nice to know that people are there watching, but when it comes down to game time, like, we got to go out there and we got to push and not worry about, the judgments or the praise that we're going to get later on. So it's racing.
All right, I'm going to let you play to the home crowd one more time here. I know we don't have a Western Conference representative, but Nixon, how many? They like to say Nixon 6 around here. I don't know. Might take the full 7. Do they get the title?
I'm gonna go under 7 for sure.
Okay.
I think they're gonna go pretty clean here after watching them in the conference championship. That was pretty cool.
Well, we are focused on the task at hand, certainly this weekend. It's going to be an entertaining weekend, and wishing you both the best. Taylor, Anna, thank you so much for joining us here today.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, our second panel is going to feature teams at the center of the championship battle as well. Entering New York, Australia's Bonds Flying Roos arrived chasing a third consecutive event victory after back-to-back wins elevated them to the top of the standings currently. Spain's Los Gallos continue to be one of the top stories of the season, climbing to second overall after the podium finishes at every event they've contested in 2026, and then several teams trying to build momentum as we head towards the championship stages. So without further ado, you see them already. Tom Slingsby joining us here from the Bonds Flying Roos. Great to be with you, the one of one himself. Strategist from Emirates GBR and a member of last season's Rolex SailGP Championship winning team, double Olympic champion Hannah Mills. Next up, SailGP champion, Olympic gold medalist and driver of Los Gallos SailGP team from Spain, Diego Botín. Great to be with you. And joining us fresh off a first event final this season, driver from Germany by Deutsche Bank, Eric Heil. And last but certainly not least, joining us from Explora Swiss SailGP team behind the wheel following the team's best performance thus far this season, Seb Schneider. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our panelists. Well, I would be remiss if we did not start right here. The Bonds Flying Roos, you enter in a place familiar with the lead that you do have, a double-digit lead at that, having won 3 of 5 events already this season. Tom, every bit of the benchmark, and you just heard one of your competitors call you that. How have you maintained this standing, and how do you assess the season thus far?
Yeah, it's a long season, and we are sailing really well. But as we know in SailGP, it's a game of confidence. It's a game of sort of team culture and everyone coming together. But with identical boats, shared data, all the teams can see everything we're doing. So for me, the difference is confidence and a good vibe in the team, and we have that at the moment. Everything's going really well. We haven't been caught up in the drama of crashes and different things going on. So we know it can all change in a second. We know we've seen great teams sort of doing really well and then have a really bad result. So we know that can happen to us. So we're not taking anything for granted, but the team's in a really good place. We're confident, we're happy, we're sailing well, so we just got to keep trying to keep that momentum rolling.
You point to an even playing field, but there have been advancements. Everyone's looking for that edge, whether it's the starts, a revamped lineup, light air improvements. What do you point to specifically that's led to the success you've seen this year?
It's hard to say really, but for sure we've started really well this year. Last year was our worst year starting, and we've made some changes. We've had some changes in the team lineup. It's just clicking at the moment. So, but as I said, it's one of those sports where you can win one day and then just be in the back view the next one. So, yep, everything's going well, but we're not taking anything for granted.
You added a bit of star power to the lineup in Bermuda. We saw that Ryan Reynolds, co-owner of the team, he was aboard and got to experience that. Can you share us a bit of that experience? Also, there's an upcoming docu-series being filmed about the Bonds Flying Roos. What is that access going to mean to the team, but also to the growth of SailGP?
I think it's a really exciting time for us. Yeah, we've just announced today that we're filming a docu-series to be released on Disney+. It's an exciting time for our sport. Everyone in this room sort of has been part of the journey of sailing over the last few years and the growth it's been doing. And now to announce something like this with our owners, Hugh and Ryan, it's just a really exciting time for us. And this docu-series, it's been getting filmed. A lot of people have sort of seen camera crews around us a little bit lately, but it's going to be behind the scenes access to our team, to the personalities behind it, the culture of our team, the pressure of racing in these events. And so I think it's going to be really exciting for everyone to sort of get behind the curtains and see what it's really like behind a professional sailing team. So it's really exciting.
We can't wait for that. That'll be available on Disney Plus in the future. Diego, I want to turn to you here. Los Galos rapidly emerging as a strong contender after missing Perth. Spain has podiumed every event since. Did you expect to build momentum this way so quickly?
Well, we didn't expect anything after Perth. We knew we were in a good moment as a team, and things have been going well for us after the breakage in Perth. And yeah, I'm very in line with what Tom said. We are also in a good moment as a team. We feel confident, and we think if we keep progressing as we are, yeah, good things may happen to us, but things can go wrong really quickly in SailGP, and yeah, we need to be prepared for anything.
I don't know if they put Hannah between you two intentionally, but one of your main rivals here and a driving force. The performance of Tom and his crew in Australia, how has that pushed you to maybe the results that you're seeing at this point?
Yeah, they've pushed us a lot. I mean, with the shared data, we look at what all the other teams are doing, and especially the Aussies, because they are the top form team right now. And yeah, they've pushed us big time since the beginning of SailGP, and yeah, we are grateful for it. We hope that one day also we can push them a bit, and that's what we are working on.
Well, you set the pace a year ago. Well known that it's hard to win here in New York. History tells us impossible to do it twice. No team has won twice here. What do you take from last year's experience into this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a bit different than last year. Last year, the wind was coming from the other direction, opposite direction, which we may have on Sunday. And we were sailing on different foils also. We were sailing on the L foils, which made the boats really different to sail. The techniques and everything has changed quite a bit. So yeah, it's kind of a different game, but one thing that characterizes this spot is the currents, the big currents we have. It affects a lot the way we sail around the course, and also how the software even speaks to us and everything. So yeah, we need to be really alert with the current, and also the crazy winds we will see tomorrow.
Tom, I'll flip the same question to you that I asked prior. To have a competitor that is pushing you the way that Spain is right now, is that something you look at, or are you just actioning data and focusing inward?
Yeah, I think we do focus on ourselves a lot, but we are always watching the other teams. Spain, for sure, is probably the team we've been watching the most closely. We learn something new every day from other teams, and being able to go onto their onboard footage, look at the way they communicate with each other, look at their data. We're learning every single day we hit the water. So, and for sure, we focus more on different teams who we think have a strength over us in certain conditions, and the Spanish is one of those teams in those light, tricky conditions. We got the upper hand in Bermuda, but we thought that they probably sailed the boat as good as anyone out there that day, and they were probably the benchmark. So we're always watching them, trying to figure out how we can learn little things from their team.
Flickers of success for everyone sitting with me here today. It's about sustaining and extending that success. That's where I want to go next here. Emirates GBR starting the season with commanding performances, but some inconsistency since. Hannah, what can you point to that's created such inconsistency?
I think, like everyone said so far, SailGP, you think you're kind of on fire and things are going really well, and then it can just really bite you. And for sure that happened to us for the last couple of events, particularly in Rio. Really struggled there, but I think, like Tom said, it's a long season, and the bounce back is what makes or breaks a season. And we keep pushing, we keep learning from everyone sat here. Like everyone said already, there's so much to learn. The open source data is just pretty unreal. So we're excited to get out here in New York and give it everything we got.
And the tie-in between the two, maybe some of those key crew changes. We do need to address that. Stu Bithell joining Emirates GBR as Ian Jensen returned to Australia, where he appears to have had a significant impact on the crew. Having sailed with both of them, how much can a single crew change, Hannah, ripple through results in just the day-to-day?
Yeah, the crew lineup is key. These boats are sailed by 6 people, and you need everyone on board doing their job, working well within the team, pushing each other to be better, and that culture Tom talked about is critical. So yeah, for sure. But I think with Stewie, we brought in someone who, particularly Dylan and I know super well, grown up sailing together. It's a lot of energy, a lot of fun, just incredibly passionate about sailing and getting better, and that kind of energy is amazing to be around.
Well, I sense your excitement about it. I do have my strategist with me, so I want your point of view here on the weekend, the forecast ahead, and maybe the race course. Does this present itself, the forecast, as an advantage for you, or is this the type of course that sort of levels the playing field here in New York?
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting weekend. Very different conditions, potentially Saturday to Sunday. I think, the Saturday conditions, who knows what we'll get, but I mean, Tom's probably better positioned to answer, because I think you said you raced in season 1 with this direction. I've never seen it before, but definitely sounds gusty, sounds spicy, sounds like there's going to be a lot on getting the boats around the race course at times, but then equally there's probably going to be moments where the boats are pretty easy to sail. So yeah, that adaptability I think is going to be really key.
It's going to be an exciting weekend, no doubt about it. The forecast, the unknown right now, and we can't wait to see what you all do with it. We need to turn to some of the top groups on form, to a number of teams remaining in the fight for the final later this year. Eric, Germany Deutsche Bank is fresh off your first event final this season in Bermuda, securing 3 podium finishes across 7 fleet races. Could this, in your eyes, start the mark of a real title chase?
Yeah, I mean, it's always a confidence game, and for us it's great to look at all the data of all teams and to make a small step at each event. And we're catching up. I feel we're getting closer in many areas, and we're sailing pretty well through the fleet, but we don't nail the start all the times. So this is highest priority for us this weekend, to be really on top of things at the starting line, and if you get off the line quick, then you're in a good place and you have a good reign.
The evolution's been unmistakable this last 2 years, but you point to the difference maybe starting at the starting line. As you look to close the gap, what are some of the other things that you're looking towards to take those next step forward?
Yeah, many areas and very little steps. Mostly digital work, to be honest. So looking at other teams and making sure we are not missing out on recent developments. And yeah, as everyone said before, it's really making your homework and using the time you have to get better between events, and then bring it into place and bring it together on the boat.
Seb, Switzerland, back in 2024, won a fleet race here in New York, one of only a handful of teams to do so. The forecast, as we've pointed to, unpredictable this weekend, and the race course is what it is. Is this the sort of opportunity that you think your team can punch above its weight class and get a result?
Yeah, absolutely. I think we always have to believe this as a bit of the underdogs. We have to go all in, and I think this weekend is actually a big opportunity for teams like us because we're going to maybe see different formats with maybe split fleets, maybe not, but we'll be ready for everything, and I think the shifty breeze create a lot of opportunities, so yeah, we're looking forward to grab that.
You just debuted a new title partnership with Explorer Journeys, fresh paint job on the boat. Beyond just branding, does that kind of investment signal longer-term commitment, and what does that do for the team?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a massive boost for the team. It's helped us to switch the momentum after a difficult start of the season, and yeah, we couldn't be more proud to represent these new colors. It's strange to see a blue boat, but we're getting used to it. But it looks beautiful, and I think it's a great statement as well from Explorer Journeys to jump in towards a team that is not necessarily at the top, but it's willing to build something together. So that's really strong values for us, and yeah, super grateful and can't wait for the future. It looks really exciting.
Well, speaking of growth, Eric, I understand that you were in Hong Kong earlier this month to unveil SailGP's 2027 season calendar. What can we expect from the debut event there? What was your experience like?
It was very cool. Impressive city. Impressive also, atmosphere of the people, cheering for the event coming to New York. They have a huge yacht club. I mean, this is one of the biggest yacht clubs in the world, over 9,000 members. So there's a big community around the water sports, and they're fizzing to get SailGP onto their race course. And yeah, I think it will be a great event too.
Undeniable and unmistakable growth taking us to a new place, and we are very excited about that. Of course, we would be remiss to not mention the 13th team that won't be on the start line this week in New York, that being New Zealand, sidelined after a major crash earlier this year. The good news, on depending who you ask, they will be back next month. The Black Foils returning in Halifax. Confirmation that the team's F50 catamaran is en route next month, for next month event, excuse me. Tom, that logically takes me to you, your longest standing rival. How's Australia preparing for New Zealand's return, and what's it going to be like to have them back on the start line?
It's great for everyone for them to come back. We miss racing them out there. They're our, as you said, our biggest rival over the years, and between our countries is it's an ongoing thing. We've got a lot of rivalry between us, but it's friendly rivalry. All the guys, it's sad to see them not racing, but they're going to come in for the second half of the season with nothing to lose. They're going to be trying to get event wins, get prize money, and have a good year. So I expect to see them sort of straight back to the top. Fighting for event wins everywhere. And so, it's going to be great for everyone when they come back.
Quite a shot, huh, Eric? You like that one? I mean, the unmistakable imagery of SailGP. Going to be amazing images coming out of this weekend in New York as well. We're going to wish all of you the best of luck. Looking forward to an entertaining contest this next 2 days. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
That's going to conclude our panel portion of this morning's event. Again, athletes will be available in the back of the room for one-on-one interviews. Our media team happy to assemble and organize whatever you need. Thank you to the media and to our partners for joining us today. Tomorrow's action underway at 3:30 p.m. local time. Extremely limited tickets still available at sailgp.com/New York. Thank you, everybody.